Hi there, Greenwin residents. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Sari, and I'm going to take you through a yoga flow. So for the next few weeks, we are going to focus on how to release, rise, and grow your practice. And not just your yoga practice, but how do we grow and rise up in our life? This is a new season that is upon us of spring, of feeling replenished and refreshed and rejuvenated, and really it's an opportunity to blossom as the season begins to, as nature takes on that as well. So for today's practice, we are going to be utilizing a blanket and 2 blocks. So I'll give you a moment to grab those props, and I will meet you right in the center of our mat for our first meditation. So before beginning a practice, I always like to take a few moments to find some stillness and connect with myself. If I'm going to carve out time to move my body and to breathe and to tend to myself, I want it to be intentional. So here today for our practice, if we are talking about and moving into and engaging in practices that help us to grow, here is this beautiful platform to begin to think about and contemplate how you want to grow in your life. And in this position, in this moment where we have this desire to grow, to evolve, to rise up, what is also happening is that there are parts of us that we are also letting go in order for us to create space and stepping into this new version of us. So whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's a new family member, right? There is this, moment, there's this opportunity, there's this chance to create intentionally the space. And so part of creating space is releasing what doesn't serve us. And that can take so many different forms. So perhaps it's a behavior that doesn't serve us or habit. Perhaps it's a relationship. Perhaps it's something that we are engaging in, a job, whatever it is that is not allowing us to grow, that is now allowing us to rise up. And it's not so much that external circumstances, but it's how we see it. So here in our practice, we're going to have a chance to play with releasing what doesn't serve us and opening up the space and giving ourselves a chance to grow and rise if we want to. So taking a moment to find a comfortable and stable place. And close the eyes when that feels good for you. And just begin to go inward. And all of this work is courageous. It's courageous to ask ourselves how we want to grow and how we want to rise up in our lives. And it's also courageous to look at what we're going to let go of or what needs to be let go of. And perhaps it's an identity or something that we tell ourselves. Something that is holding us back from stepping into growth, from stepping into rising up and meeting ourselves in this next place, this next way of being. And so as you feel your body here in this moment, lift up through the top of the head. Just begin to grow your spine. And start to feel those vertebrae just stack one on top of another. feeling your spine longer, more space being created internally. And within that space, let's bring our breath right there. So purposefully giving some attention to the way that we breathe in, take oxygen into the body, and how we release our breath. And so maybe it is very clear to you as what you need or want to release. Maybe it is so crystal clear. Perhaps let every exhale for today's practice just take that thing, whatever it is for you, and let it ride out with the breath every single time. And just even this act of that energy releasing can create more space within our mind and more space within our hearts. So take a few breaths here. And then we'll meet with either your choice, palms together at the heart center, or maybe your palms stacked one on top of another right on the heart. How is it that you would like to grow in your life? Right? Maybe it's growing into a relationship or a new role or a new way of being. So whatever that is, that step before is releasing something to make room for this. So just planting this right here in our practice. We'll take another breath here together. And exhale. Softly opening up the eyes. And just start to come over to hands and knees. We can move our blocks off to the side. And our blankets, we don't quite need them right now. Palms under the shoulders and knees under the hips. We're going to come into our downward dog right away. So we're going to keep a deep bend in the knees. You're going to take a deep breath here. And then exhale, just start to lift your knees off of the mat. But keeping that deep bend there, allowing your chest to just melt right through the heart. And then we'll just start to bend one knee at a time, pedaling out through the legs, starting to just warm them up, bring some life back into our legs. And then keeping that deep bend in the knees, from here, you're just going to allow your heels to swivel out to the right. You're going to keep pushing into the right palm, but press even more into the left hand. So my knees are bent here. I'm on the inner arch of my left foot, outer edge of my right foot. So we're going to start to get into the center of the body, specifically targeting our organs, right? That holds on to lots of emotions, right? And receives all that we take in, our emotions, our food. And see if we can create some more space. So coming back to center, keeping that bend in the knees here, let's let the heels swivel out to the left. So pressing a little bit more into the right hand, and our left arm just serves to hold us up right here. That's it. And so opening up through that right side of the body. Let's take another breath here. And then inhale, slowly come back towards center, and then start to roll forward towards a plank. We're going to drop the knees, taking our chest forward, and then lower all the way to the floor. Move out your props from your space if you need to. Palms under the shoulders, point your toes back, and let's roll the shoulders around as you lift the chest. finding a cobra. And then exhale, lower all the way back down. Let's do that again. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, lower. Let's curl the toes under. We'll just tap our hips onto the heels and then end up back into our downward facing dog. Find a few moments of stillness just so we can start to listen in. Listen in to what we need. Listen in for what we want. And pretty soon we'll start to just get the feedback as to what we need to let go of. Inhale, slowly come forward back to a plank. Now, you can do this by dropping the knees or not. I'm going to show you this with keeping our knees up into our plank. Now, you're going to keep your plank arms. You're going to let your heels swivel out to the right. Yeah, so you really feel your right side body, specifically the obliques, right? That's our abs on the right side of the body. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Let's do the same on the left. So still in our plank arms in the upper body, heels to the left, look forward, shoulders still stacked over the wrists. Take another breath in. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Lower the knees, taking your chest forward, lower all the way down. Point your toes, spin the hands out. Inhale, cobra. Roll the shoulders up and back. Exhale, lower. Re-engage the toes. Keep pushing the palms down. One more. Inhale, cobra. And exhale. Curl the toes under. Tap your hips onto the heels. Back to your downward facing dog. Just begin to walk all the way up to your hands, taking as many steps as you need to reach the front of the mat. Take a deep bend and then allow your upper body just to fold inward. Whatever is on my mind that is not quite serving me, or perhaps a feeling that's running through me that just doesn't feel like it's serving me, I'm just going to intend to let it just drop out the top of my head. So I'm going to offer that to you. Let everything go here. Take another breath in. And exhale. Very slowly, the top of the head coming up last, roll all the way up to stand. Good job. Take a few shoulder rolls back. And then we're going to bring our big toes together. Arms come down by our sides. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. I want you to hook your right thumb over your left thumb and then bend your elbows. So as if you can pull your thumbs apart, bend your elbows and really send your chest forward. That's it. Keep lifting that upper body up and out of the pelvis. Let's stay here for another breath. Inhale. Exhale, draw those elbows in, thumbs to the heart. Take your seat back, palms at the heart center. And then start to twist left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Hold it here. Revolve that chest open. 2 more breaths here. We call this twisted chair. Keep pulling your hips back, crown of the head moving forward, and that breath is flowing through it all. 1 more inhale. Good. Come back through chair, and then slowly fold. From here, you're going to bring the hands to the shins as you look up to lengthen. And then exhale, you're going to step your right foot way back to a long lunge. Releasing the right knee down, right toes down, and then start to walk your hands up your left thigh. From here, start to grow your arms, lifting them up. You can bring your palms back together, and then bring your thumbs to the heart space. Pushing into that left foot, You can always fold up the side of the mat or prop your right knee on a blanket if it's sensitive. You're going to take your chest forward about 45 degrees and then spin it to the left. You're going to hook the elbow again to the outside of your left thigh. Right? We're doing the other leg. And so we call this a twisted lunge. Palms press into one another. Think about pressing your bottom palm on top or into the top palm, crown of the head reaching forward. One more breath here. Good job. Release your hands all the way down. Let them frame your left foot. Curl your back toes under. Step it all the way back to your downward facing dog. You're going to inhale, look forward, roll the shoulders over the wrists, dropping the knees, send the chest forward, lower down. Point your toes. Let's take a back bend. Inhale. Exhale and lower. While I'm down here, I'm actually going to reach for one of my props and bring it forward. I'm going to need that soon. So palms push down, curl the toes under, tap your hips onto the heels, and then make your way into a downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. That's it. One more breath. Let's inhale the right leg up to the sky. And with this momentum here, you're going to swing it forward to the right thumb. And if it only makes it up there halfway, just pick it up and set it down towards the top of the mat. You're going to spin your left heel in and down. So my back foot is angled, about a 45-degree angle. And then as my front leg bends, I'm going to lift my chest up, start to reach my arms up, and bend my elbows. Find the goalpost arms here, right? You can see them. Good. And hold it here in our warrior one. 2 more breaths. Inhale, lift the chest. Legs are strong and vibrant. 1 more breath. Inhale, arms reach up, and exhale, split the arms and open up to warrior 2. And naturally in this pose, our hips are opening up differently, so we're going to want to take our feet a little bit wider. Let that right thigh bone just drop down. 90 degrees. Good. Inhale, let's reverse our warrior. And then we're going to start to straighten the right leg. Extend your right arm, right side body forward, and let your right hand come down towards the right leg as we move into what we call triangle. Gaze up to your left hand. See if you can pull the chest back, crown of the head reaching forward. Really anchor in that back foot. Notice if your chest is just compressing here and compromised, you want to keep lifting and opening up through the back body, through the front of the body. 1 more breath. And find your feet. Inhale, slowly lift all the way up. Exhale, gliding back into your warrior 2. Inhale, we're just going to reverse this. And then exhale, you're going to cartwheel your hands down. They're just going to come back. Frame the right foot. Your left heel is going to lift. You're going to walk your hands slightly forward and start to shift the weight into that right foot. Push off your left foot. So now we're coming into the standing L. Breathe here and out. That's it. Stay with it here. We're standing on that right foot. Breathe it in and out. Good. So from here, you're going to inhale, bring your left hand on a block, or you can keep it on the ground. Bring your right thumb into that right hip crease and just start to spin the chest to the right. Keep reaching out through that left foot, maybe extending the right arm up. Finding your breath. We call this a revolved half moon. Yes. Good. 1 more breath here. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Lower the knees. Lower your chest all the way down to the mat. Point your toes. Spin the hands out. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back. Cobra. And exhale, lower. From here, let's find our downward facing dog again. Breathing in. And out. Letting the head go. Let's find one more breath. Okay. So we're going to inhale, rise up to the tippy toes. Look between your hands, bend your knees, and lightly hop to the top of the mat. Bring your hands to the shins as you look up to lengthen. Slowly fold. Inhale, we're going to lift all the way up. And then exhale, lower your thumbs down to your heart space. Take a moment to close your eyes and find stillness. And then we're going to drop the arms down by our side. We're going to do that whole sequence over again. So dropping your hips, bending the knees, lift the arms up, hook your left thumb over your right, keeping those elbows bent. That's it. Pull those thumbs apart, holding it here. One more breath. Lower the palms right down. Take your right upper arm to the outside of your left thigh. Breathing deeply here for 3. That's it. Gazes over that left shoulder. We're here for 2. And 1. Slowly fold all the way back down into your legs. You're going to bring your hands to the shins as you look forward. And then from here, you're going to step your left foot back to a lunge. Now start to grow this lunge here. Walk your hands up your right thigh. Take a deep breath here. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Bring our palms back to a prayer, thumbs to the heart space. Take your chest forward 45 degrees. And then left upper arm to the outside of your right thigh. Breathe in deep here. Your lower palm is pressing into your top palm. Stay with me here. So instead of leaning on this thigh, see if you can pull the chest back and reach the crown of your head forward. Good. Keep breathing. One more breath. Spinning the chest all the way back around, arms up. Exhale, hands come down. You're going to step all the way back to your dog. Roll forward to your plank. Lower the knees and the chest. Point your toes. Inhale, roll your shoulders up and back for your cobra, and then release. Curl your toes under and start to find your downward facing dog. Come back to stillness for a few breaths. Breathing in and out. So let's inhale the left leg up. Lightly stepping your left foot to your left thumb, you're going to spin the right heel in and down and come on up into our warrior 1. Now find a place for your left foot, and then on the other side of the mat, find a place for the right foot. Let's bend your elbows and really lift up through the heart space, heart center. That's it. Your front leg bends 90 degrees. Opening up through the chest. One more breath. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, split the arms. Warrior 2. That's it. You may want to take your feet a little bit wider. Just finding that stretch. One more breath here. Inhale, reverse. And then start to straighten that left leg, extending your left side body way out. And we release our left hand down, nice and light. Right arm reaches all the way up. Gazes up to that right hand. Staying right here. Want to stay connected to the center. Feel that openness, feel that release. Good. One more inhale. And exhale. Push down through your right foot and your left foot, coming all the way up. Exhale, warrior two. Good. Inhale, reverse it. And then exhale, cartwheel both hands down. Okay, they're going to frame that left foot. Now, from here at the top of the mat, you're going to look forward, okay? And then you're going to start to push off your right foot as you reach your hands forward and finding your standing L. You're going to lengthen the chest. The crown of the head is reaching forward. So here's our balancing pose, okay? So from here, I'm going to move my block if I need to underneath my right hand. I'm going to take my left thumb right into my left hip crease and then start to revolve the chest. Woo! If you lose your balance, you just come back. And then start to extend your left fingertips up to the sky, rotating the chest up. That's it. It's a lot of work in that floating leg. Stay right here. That's it. Crown of the head reaching forward, finding so much length as you get into this left outer hip. Chest revolves. One more inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Right leg moves back, coming all the way into your downward dog. And then last time, inhale, come forward to a plank. Drop the knees, lower the chest. Finding your cobra. Inhale. And exhale, lower. Let's meet in a child's pose. Sit those hips back onto the heels and find a breath. And we're going to roll all the way up and then just come to sit in the center of the mat. If your hips are tight, then I do suggest that you use a blanket. You just prop your seat right on the edge of your blanket. From here, we're going to extend the left leg and bend the right knee. I'll go to the side so you can see. Crossing your left foot over the right thigh. Begin to hug this left thigh in with that right arm. And start to send the chest through your legs. Gaze over that left shoulder, sitting up tall. That's it. Finding 2 more breaths here. One more breath. And then exhale, let's revolve the chest to the other side. Come back through center. And before we do the twist on the right side, we're going to just do a little bit more core work. And you're just going to take it to what's comfortable for you. So my fingertips are behind my back. I prefer you have your fingertips facing your body. But if it's too much on your shoulders, then you can have your hands facing out. So from here, you're going to lift your chest up. Option 1 is to lift your feet here. And then maybe just take a little bend through the elbows and reach your feet out a little bit. And then we're going to pull it back in. Option 2 is you bend your elbows a lot and reach your feet way out away from your face and pull back in. Let's do 5. That's it. Pull back in. If you have any low back issues, you can always cross at the ankles. 3, contract. Find some heat here in the center of the body, the center of the belly. Good. Let's just do one more. And release. Nice work. So now we're going to extend your left leg, and cross your right foot over the left leg. From here, you're going to wrap your left arm around, bring your right hand behind your back, gazes over the right shoulder. That's it. Sitting up as tall as you can. Hopefully you start to feel more space within. And just perhaps the mind is inspired by the spaciousness in the body. Maybe there's more space between your thoughts. Let's stay here for another breath. And then we're just going to revolve the chest to the other side. Good. And then come back through center. So one more core exercise. All right, we're going to add some side core, some oblique action to this, okay? So again, fingertips are going to go behind you, facing you preferably, otherwise turn them out. So you're going to just balance on those sitting bones, lifting up through the feet, okay? And then from here, you're just going to roll to the right and then lower halfway, pull in, yes. Lower halfway, pull in. You can even take your hands up, lower halfway, pull in. So you're almost on just your right butt cheek. Yeah, it's not easy. Lower halfway and then lift. Let's do the same on the left, okay? So again, hands are down, let the knees go to the left, rolling onto the left butt cheek, pull it in. Yes. Extend out, pull in. Maybe your arms are lifted. Yes, 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees right into the chest. Okay. Let's take a moment and roll onto our backs. Take your time to roll all the way down and then hug your knees into your chest. Before we close with our resting pose, we're going to do a back bend. Arms come down by our side. Our toes are forward. So we're going to do a bridge pose. And you can begin to infuse the energy of, when things are changing and we want to make a change, then there is that moment where we are really stepping into it. We are owning it. We are expressing it into the world. So here's an opportunity to bring everything forward. So arms come down by your side, push into the feet, and then lift up through the hips. Opening up through the chest. You can interlace your fingers under the back. Try not to roll onto your neck. You want to press into the back of the head and the backs of the shoulders as the hips and thighs lift, grounding through the feet. Let's take another breath in. Heart center is open. And then releasing. Okay. So let's knock the knees side to side, feeling a release in the low back. And then hugging the knees right into the chest. Before we slide into our resting pose, let's come into a happy baby. So take your legs apart, just a little wider than hips distance. Bend the knees. They're moving in towards your armpits, hands to the ankles. Pausing here, breathing deeply. Just allowing your tailbone to drop down, your whole back body on the mat. Stay here for another breath. In fact, inhale through the nose. Exhale, open up the mouth. Let it go. Hug the knees into the chest. And then you'll quietly make your way into your resting pose. And we'll be here together for a few minutes, but I encourage you to stay for as long as you can. Only come out of this rest pose with me if this is where you want to close your practice, but by all means, I'd love you to stay longer. But for the sake of our time together, we'll just be here for another minute. So allow your body to be held and relaxed. And soften courageously here into the arms of the earth. Letting your mind, letting your spirit, letting your energy just recalibrate. Okay, when we let things go and we're stepping into something new, there's this oscillation and shifting that's happening to find that new space. And this happens every time we meet ourselves here on the mat, not just in our body, but our mind reorganizes itself too. Soften here. If you are closing your practice, start to feel your fingertips and toes. Create a little movement there. And just take a fresh breath in. Release it slowly. Arms extend up and over the head here. And we'll just begin to draw the legs in, bend the knees. Roll onto one side of the body. Pause here. And then press yourself all the way up. Palms at the heart space as you close your eyes. Just honor your courageous self for coming onto the mat today. I want to thank you for your presence and your trust. Wishing you a wonderful day. Namaste.